Hello, floss tube. See, already, I can't, my voice isn't the best. I'm so sorry. It's Jules, doing another stitch along. Sorry, I've been kind of missing for a little while, but as you can tell from my voice, I am still not completely healthy yet, but I am pretty close. Today or tomorrow would mark the beginning of week 3 of my illness. I say illness, it's just a cold or whatever it is. But hopefully I won't have to deal with this much anymore. The worst part is just literally the voice not being there, because I'm a talker. So when I'm talking, well, you guys know, you guys have heard me. I'm a talker, and so it's tough. I can't do videos, I can't do stitch-alongs or stitch with me's, anything like that. It's not going to happen. So what am I working on today? Let's talk about that for a second. This is E Pluribus Unum, and of course I didn't bother to bring in the actual picture of what it looks like. But if you guys have seen some other videos, you know what it looks like. But if you're new, hello, welcome. I hope you enjoy the stitch along. I was just looking for my magnifier glasses, my magnifiers, but I can't find them, of course. Never when I need it. I need to clean. It's been hard to get anything clean or anything when you don't have the energy to do anything. And but I was looking for my magnifiers because this is a 28 count Lugana I think I'm working on, and so it's right at the edge of me feeling comfortable with seeing everything. Like this one, when I can't see very well. I mean, I can see it, but I'm not confident in it. But anyway, it's funny, I've got like a couple of pairs of, I've got some progressive lenses, and I've got like just some reading glasses, and I can never find them. I have no idea where they are. Like, I know where they aren't. I know they aren't on me. I know they aren't, say, in the bathroom. I know they most likely aren't in the garage, but in terms of where they actually are, not sure. But I gotta find them, because I feel like 2018 is gonna be the year of, hey, you should wear your glasses when you stitch all the time, because it would be easier. That is gonna be for sure. I have noticed that stitching lately. So, I sat down on Friday night. Thursday I got some stitching done, not nearly as much as I wanted to, of course, but I got a lot of work done in an apothecary shop on Friday night. That one's turning into a favorite. Definitely turning into a favorite. Loving it. After it started off so difficult for me. But still woke up this morning with a pretty good sore throat. Excuse me, which went away very quickly. Thankfully, with a little bit of fluid. Fluid of choice is always Diet Dr. Pepper. I know. I should do better. But gosh darn it. I don't have many vices in this world, and that's one of them. Like, well, I suppose I got more vices than I realized. Like, not exercising, not drinking enough water. Oh well. We'll get there eventually. Yesterday, I wanted to do this yesterday, but I had to work yesterday, and then when we finished, we went and watched a friend's son's basketball game, which was awesome. And then after that, we went and tracked down that old school barbecue food truck that we love so much, and ate way too much. Way too much. My husband was like, well, we can just take our time. And I'm like, no, I want to go home and watch, watch some football or something. And he, just making sure I don't have a snag here. And he was like, well, okay. He goes, well, then we don't have to order appetizers. We'll just, because we love like everything that's on their menus. So I was like, well, I'd rather have dessert than an appetizer. And then he was like, he looked at the menu. And he was like, oh, I forgot they had the jalapeno poppers. I'm sorry, but we're going to have to get appetizers. So we had these, they're like jalapeno pork-filled cheese popper things that I don't eat. I'm not a fan of, but he loves them, so he had to get some. I got some of my little ribs that I like. And yeah, we ate way too much. Mac and cheese was amazing as always. Everything was great. And came home, kind of just relaxed for a while. And then bada bing, bada boom. Didn't get any stitching done. But we all go through those periods where we just don't stitch nearly as much as we do in other times. And same goes for me, too. I mean, it's, I'll go through a period where I'm just like, other things interest me more right now than stitching, which is crazy for me to think about, but it does happen sometimes. And, but I am very excited about getting going on some of my projects and moving into the new year with some fresh motivation. There we go. Doing more videos and things like that. I mean, I haven't even done like fish videos or dog videos or anything like that either, even though the fish and the dogs have been doing, for the most part, pretty well. Other than what I told you guys in that last update video with the craziness of the Bermuda Triangle tanks, which I need to check the water quality today, that's for sure. I gotta make sure that I don't have like some crazy poisonous thing going on in that one tank. At least I can say that the betta that I put in had a couple of really good days out of the tiny little container it was in before it died. But man, that bums me out. And I still have zero idea. I mean, it was like it was there one day and it was gone the next, and I don't even see how it could possibly, where it went, what happened. It's just gone. But oh well. The saltwater tank is still a struggle. I thought my algae, yeah, if I'm growing algae, I'm doing great. But I thought my, my coral was doing better, and it was. I found out that I didn't have nearly enough calcium in the tank for the algae to see. I keep talking about algae because I got it on the brain right now, and I'll tell you why in a sec. But I didn't have enough for the coral to really be doing well, and so now that I've been dosing, the coral seems to be trying to make a comeback. You can kind of tell because the coral have like this little circular ring of these like fronds that come up, and then when it's ready to receive sunlight or food, it kind of opens up. And then, but it's not, when it doesn't want anything, it just kind of closes down. And so more of them have been kind of coming back up again, looking for sunlight, looking for food. But now what's happened is I have an algae issue. It's like they call it like hair algae. And it's kind of covered most of the coral. And I wasn't quite sure how to handle it, but I did a little research this morning. And oddly enough, one of the treatments that is recommended is dipping the coral in hydrogen peroxide, which, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think I'm going to do, primarily because they talk about with that they sometimes they don't survive. It's a little too caustic for them if they're weak, and my coral is definitely weak. So I think I'm actually going to take it out and very carefully trim the algae with like the scissors that I have that I use for this. I have to clean them off really well afterwards, but I think I'm going to do that and maybe just scrub the sides of the little thing that it's on. But it's, you know, my first coral tank is not, you know, it's going about as well as I expected. I definitely am not as crazy motivated as I was a year ago. I think it was a year ago that I got into all my fish tanks, but I'm still very, like, that is a goal of mine, is to get a beautiful reef tank up and running, and because I think they're beautiful. But I've taken it so slow. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. It's my sickness that's making me have to clear my throat all the time, so just... I normally don't do this, and you can still probably tell I'm a little stuffy. Just a wee tad stuffy. But I'm getting there. But anyway, made a huge... again, I don't even remember if I talked about this in the video the other day, but Jelly, the Greek rescue dog, is making such strides in her... just in her living, just in what she does with the other dogs and how she handles us, and she's coming more and more out of her shell and experimenting, and you know, she just feels, I know she feels secure, and she's just getting more confidence, and I love that. I love watching that come out in her. Last night, where my husband and I have like a long table that we have our computer set up on, and a lot of times that's kind of where we sit together and talk and work on independent things and whatnot, and it sits right up against the wall that is shared with sorry, it's like a split level. So like the downstairs split level is where we sit, and there's like a little half floor up is where the kitchen is, and overlooking us at the table is the kitchen with like, you know, railings and a banister and whatnot. And so a couple of the dogs will literally go up there when we eat. If we eat at the desk, they'll go up to the top there, and they'll just poke their heads out and watch what we're eating, because that's just, you know, it's what they like to do. And but last night, I think Jelly finally discovered that she can see us, or she can at least see me, if she goes up there. So she kept going up there and looking at me, and then I would call her back down and then pet her for a few minutes, and then she'd go back up there and just look at me. And so I'm like, oh, she's discovered, now that she's discovered that might be a new thing for her, which would be good. The more things she does, the better. I'm gonna go ahead and tie this off here. But it's still hard when everybody is like in a mood to be played with, or not played with, but in a mood to not be, you know, napping or whatever. If I try to cross stitch downstairs, it's just nonstop, pet me, pet me, pet me. So, and you know, when it's with Jelly, I don't mind, because she needs it, but everybody kind of goes crazy. Let's see here. There we go. Gotta get my camera just right. Sorry if I've pulled that out of view a few times. Try to pull this up a little closer. I'm trying to figure out where the camera is. Where's the camera? There it is. You guys like to hear the... Some of you guys like to hear the floss going through the fabric. I love this fabric. It's so cool. It holds itself so well. I would say that I prefer to stitch on this kind of thing versus, say, linen. Although linen is gorgeous. This is my first piece on like a 28 count Lugana, and it's been a bit of a revelation for me. I tried to pull out the baseball piece and start working on it, and I started gridding it, gritted it for a while, and then I was like, uh-oh, am I gritting it in the right direction? Because it's slightly wider than it is, like the width is slightly longer than the height. I'm like, oh man, did I start in the right spot? So I was looking around for the thing, and then I got distracted because I'm totally shiny object kind of person, and so I still need to go back to that and see, because I could definitely get started on that one. And I have a very strong desire to get some more Lizzie Kate going. Finally sent off the one Lizzie Kate to my friend, the little girl. She believed she could, so she did. So you know, getting sick and having zero energy, but still working because I had to work, was difficult. And thankfully, my husband finally jumped in and was like, "Let me do it," and just took care of it for me. And I have a very terrible habit of procrastinating on certain things, and that was one that I wish that I hadn't procrastinated on, but it's done now, so it'll be okay. But let's see what else. I was trying to organize my Old World Map 2 colors again, because I just poach from that to do other things all the time, constantly, because that's just what I do. So it's slowed my progress. It slowed my ability to work on Old World Map 2, because I'm missing colors that I've just strewn everywhere. But we'll get there. We'll get there. But we haven't gotten the stitchy wall done and up yet either. I need to take pictures. In fact, I forgot I was going to take pictures this morning to send to my mom, because she was all excited to see what she, you know, she went with me when she was here to do the framing part, and then she was so excited to see what they look like, and then she's like, well, send me pictures, and I was like, yeah, sure. That was like 2 weeks ago. Again, procrastinate. And really, this is such an easy thing for me to do. I'm not sure why it hasn't been done yet, but I need to do it and send it to her. Meant to do it this morning, but I forgot. And like I said, woke up kind of late. I woke up at like 4:30 and was like, well, do I want to get up? And I'm like, I really shouldn't. I really need the rest. And so I didn't get up. And then I ended up not waking up until, oh, where am I? Where am I? Here we go. Ended up not getting up until like 8:15, 8:20, which is late for me. It's very late. I'm trying to get myself going earlier and earlier in the morning. I got a little knot or something there. Yeah, I do. No worries. Just fiddle sticks around it. Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks. And get that going. Totally forgot what I was just talking about. What was I talking about? No. But, oh yeah, the pictures. So I gotta take pictures and send them to my mom. And then I still gotta send her cross stitch. I have the box for it. I just gotta find enough padding, protection for it. So that's the only thing holding me back right now. But I know I probably have some downstairs. I just got to go down there and track it down. But got to get all my motivation back. It's coming. It'll come back with all the energy. I've had a couple of days where I've had like some great energy, and then the next day I was like, boom. Go back to sleep. It's not the flu. I had the flu a few months back. That was the flu. This is just a cold. But I'm trying to think else? I haven't gotten your comments I haven't caught up to your comments yet. I got a lot to do. And once I get this done and I go downstairs and I start uploading this video, I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to read through everybody's comments because you guys are going to get me in an awesome mood to cross stitch. And I plan on watching football for the rest of the day and stitching. So that's been my problem. See, I missed the game yesterday that I would have watched. I was going to watch the Falcons-Eagles game, but we ended up being out for most of it. So... and I missed the end, which apparently was good. But then I'm not a fan of the Patriots. It's so hard to be a football fan right now, whether it's college or pros and stuff, just because, I mean, for the last however many years, it's like I'm gonna whine for a second here, guys. I'm sorry. It's like the Patriots in the upper level. Like if you like an AFC team, like forget it. You know, you haven't had a chance really in a long time. And then if you're a college football fan and you're not an Alabama fan, and you've had like no chance. Now my Georgia Dogs, my Bulldogs, came close. Came really, really close. But, oh well. Not quite there yet. So I've turned into more of a hockey fan just because it's sort of more wide open about who's going to win and what they're going to do and all these things. So, what am I going to do? What am I going to do next here? I think I'll just do more motifs. There's an eagle that starts like about, oh, sorry guys. There's got the motifs here, and then there's an eagle down here that starts, but I kind of want to keep going across because about right here is the midpoint of the halfway point across, which is just crazy. It's just crazy. So I'm going to tie this off here and then move up and start some more motifs up here. I got all this stuff down here. I'm just going to leave it for now. No big deal. There's some things that when you're doing a stitch with me, you just have to say, oh, well. I'm so far behind on floss tube videos, too. I just, you know, I mean, I can't even hardly muster the strength to watch, or haven't to watch YouTube and stuff. I just been, believe it or not, I mean, which sounds crazy. I mean, like, what have I been doing? I couldn't even tell you what I've been doing. For the most part, like my husband will put on a movie or something, and I just kind of look at it. We watched Wonder Woman again last night. That was one thing we did. Wonder Woman. Man, I love Wonder Woman. She's the coolest. That movie gets better and better every time I watch it. I'm trying to think. I don't think we've been to the movies lately just because I've been sick, so I haven't, you know, it's like I don't want to go and cough a bunch. Last one we saw was Star Wars, which we did enjoy. The next one that we're planning to go see is Black Panther. All right, so like how long was I talking there where where it hadn't recorded? I don't know what happened. Well, that's a bummer. I just looked up and it was like not recording. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. They, I don't know. I don't even know. I was talking about snow. I hope you guys caught part of that, but bottom line, we haven't gotten any. And I'm sad about that part. But I reckon I'll muddle through somehow, but man, I want good snow. I get so much stitching done when it snows. It's like to me, it's the perfect stitching weather. It's just to be stitching when it snows. That was Jelly down there barking. So, Everybody's wrestling down there, having fun. It's good. Except when you try and talk on the phone or have a conversation or listen to something really important. And the dogs start going crazy. But it is what it is. Okay, so this stitch right here is officially the halfway point of this pattern, which is crazy. It feels like it's longer. I mean, I got this fabric cut, pretty long, I think, which is great, but I was like, huh, that's interesting. Oh, I don't need a thing there. Okay. I'm trying to think if I've heard of any interesting stories. But the brain doesn't want to work, so it's kind of hard. To think of said stories. I still need to get my... Well, I should say I could get my fabric and my new fabric stuff, send it over to the stitching shop and get them to get working on some stuff. But part of me is like, I have a couple of Lizzie Kates that I could throw into the rotation that I feel like I just need to get done first. Get some things done and out of the way, so to speak, before I pull anything out and start, I mean, gotta work on some finishes, right? And, well, there's that motif. Ain't it pretty? It's so pretty. Okay. All right. So my Bears hired a bunch of new coaches. Chicago Bears. Hope springs eternal. We shall see. My Blues are doing well. Well, they've kind of had a little bit of a down thing. I blame myself because I haven't been watching the last couple weeks. But I'll get back into that. Get back into the hockey watching. I just need more time. Actually, I'm gonna have more time now because I finally I think I've kicked my addiction to this one Facebook game that I played. I'm not even gonna tell you which one because I don't want to be responsible if you decide to start playing said game and you lose your life to it the way that I felt like I didn't lose mine, that's being dramatic, but a little thingy thing. Bonk. I'll make do. Bink. Bink, bink. But it was a game that like I would sit down and play for like at least 20 minutes first thing in the morning. I come home at lunch, play it for 20 minutes. At night, I might play it for an hour or more. And there was a period there when I first got sick where I was playing it like... that's all I would do at night, would just play that game. And, and I kept thinking, I'm like, man, I'm wasting so much time of my day, playing this game. And just mindless, And so I've been working on some other things and focusing on other things in the morning and stuff. And so I haven't played in like 3 or 4 days and I don't miss it. Thank goodness. So, hooray. Put this one here. Wow, I gotta watch what I'm doing here. Okay, it's the same motif. I was getting kind of like, oh my gosh, where am I on my cross stitch pattern? But I mean, these are all the same, so I don't really need to worry about exactly where I'm at. But Dink. Dink, dink. I did completely go off that fasting diet thing that I was, not diet, but way of eating. Primarily just because I felt bad in the mornings. I needed to get some food in me. But haven't worked out. Eventually I'll get there. And then I'll have met my quota for sickness of the year, right? Yeah, sure. Did read or listen. I like audiobooks, so I don't really read. Primarily just because if I'm reading, I'm like, oh, I should be cross-stitching, you know, if I'm going to read. But I like medical books and like medical stories and things like that. And so I read this. I've been wanting to listen to this book for a long time, and finally I was able to get it as an audiobook and rent it, or not rent it, but borrow it from the library. And it's called When the Air Hits Your Brain. And it was basically a story about this neurosurgeon going through his training and his experiences and whatnot. And it reads so much better than most books like that, because it just, the stories were just fantastic, and it was just very compelling. And but I highly recommend it if you like to read anything about medical type stuff. I don't think it's too over anybody's head for the most part. I mean, it's very well explained, so. But I really enjoyed that. I've been trying to get into, I suppose instead of TV, I should probably just focus on actual, excuse me, actual, whatchamacallits, audiobooks. And get back into reading some of those, because I've got this long list that keeps getting longer. I gotta take a drink here, sorry. Otherwise I might start coughing. I'm probably gonna have to shorten this Stitch With Me video just because of the voice is getting a little scratchier and throat's getting a little drier. I really need to rest my voice again. Let me see here. Dink, dink, dink. But yeah, so I downloaded this app called Hoopla, which is something that my local library is now using more, I think, instead of the other Overdrive that I was using before. Overdrive was always so, I always had to wait so long to read anything that I wanted to, or listen to, I should say. Audiobooks were in short supply, and I'm like, why are they in short supply? I mean, you should have, like, I mean, it doesn't, can you copy? I don't know, but I just was always like, man, I want to listen to this book, listen to that book. And so I go into Hoopla and I pull up my list of books that I want to read, and they have so many of them just right there available. So I need to pick the next one and start listening to it. And then I'll be good to go. Let's see here. Okay. Here. I better not need a nap today, I'm telling you. Better not fall asleep. Let me mad at myself. I'm going to have to do whatever I can to stay awake. Primarily just because, I think I just slept like 10 hours last night. So, sick or not, I mean, come on. I don't get anything done when I'm taking naps on the weekend. I mean, on one hand, I'm like, oh, my body must need it. On the other hand, I'm like, okay, I got to be doing something better than napping. If the camera goes at any point, like if it stops recording sometime, I will just stop. If I catch it, I keep looking at the time, just seeing if I have if it has stopped recording. If the video just stops and I just stop talking, even in the middle of a sentence or something, guys, I apologize. But every time I edit these together, it adds so much more time onto the process of uploading, and it just takes longer to get out to you guys. So I'll get my act together one of these days. I say that about everything though, don't I? I do. I'm like, one of these days I'll have both motivation and energy. Things will get done. But after I've been working on this one for a bit, I'll probably do some Rainy Waterloo Place. And I really want to do some Old World Map too, if I can make sure that I have all the colors that I need. And if one of the football games turns into a blowout, then I might be able to go and look for my Lizzie Kate stuff too. I'm really excited for the games today, though. I think they're going to be great. My picks, gosh, I'm not even sure. I would say Pittsburgh wins and the Saints win, because I think that will be the most compelling, best game set up for next week. Absolutely. Uh-oh. I'm starting to get a lot of little thingy things in my thingy thing. Knots in my floss. Knots in my floss. Am I going to be able to do this? I don't know. What do you think? Maybe. I gotta do laundry. That's the other thing I gotta do. Must have socks. Oh, that was the other thing we did not too long ago. We did right around Christmas or New Year's or something like that. It was when they put all the Harry Potter movies up. We actually sat down and watched the last movie again. And I gotta say, like, I know my expectations were way too high going into the final book or the final movie and whatnot, but having some time, years having not seen it and whatnot, came back to it and watched it. I'm like, you know what? It actually was really good. I was way too critical of it when it came out. It wasn't what I wanted it to be, and therefore I didn't like it. And the problem with people, i.e. me, is I really have to go into movies nowadays with no expectations. You know, like, if they say, oh, you've got to do this, well, I've got to see this. And then if I don't, well, I don't like it. You know, that really, I think that's a bad way to go into a movie. It's definitely just let the movie be what the movie is and enjoy it for itself. Oh, guys, I'm tired. Honestly, it's kind of hard for me to sit up in this chair as long as I have this morning. It's, I have my own little lazy boy downstairs, and I think I'm going to have to convert to that one because it's just, my back is not up for it today. But I think I'm going to stop it here because I'm pretty confident I've got at least a half an hour. I'd like to do more. I'm not sure how much I got done on that first video, but I'll splice them together, see what turns out. Hopefully it's good. And we'll just deal with it as it is today. I'm going to get my voice back. I'm going to get back to stitching a ton. I want to start this too. I do want to start that. I don't know if I have the fabric for it though. I probably don't. I need to get that. But like I said, I got other lazy Kates I got to do first. Oh, my brain. So anyway, guys, now I'm going to start coughing. So I'm going to end the video. And you guys take care. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're stitching well. And I'm going to go downstairs and answer all your comments. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.